Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well on this Friday. Hi, Steve. Can you hear me okay? I can't hear you. I don't know why. Let me turn this up. Try now, Steve. Okay, Steve, I think I'm just going to go ahead and start, and then we're going to try to figure out your...
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. There you are.
I pulled up the slider on router 1, so hopefully hopefully that works for you.
That's what this is all about, right? Just casual. There's Ted. We're live right now. You're on, Ted.
Hey, it's Ted.
I think we're good.
Now, you see, folks who are watching the live stream, that guy who's walking away, his name is Ted Miller.
That's the guy.
And he is a really smart man because A, he's not on air normally, and B, he knows how to do a lot of stuff with our website and technology-wise, so you can watch live streams like this.
Right. So we have a lot to get to. I know you want to talk about the holiday travel. I know a lot of people are here for that.
Yeah.
You're the guy. And then afterwards, we'll talk about First Alert Safety Desk and all of the top stories that I covered throughout the week. So, okay, so this morning we had all of the rain, the residual wet pavement, all of that. But you are delivering the best news anybody could hear for the unofficial end of summer. So how are things going today?
Well, pretty good. I mean, you know, we had some rain last night. It didn't amount to a whole lot. And there's just a couple showers being picked up here on First Alert Viper Max, mainly southwest of Fond du Lac. Looks like they're heading into Dodge County. Some of those could sneak by the Fox Cities and southeast between now and lunchtime. But I think in general, we're going to be drying out as the day wears on. It is a little bit cloudy in Sturgeon Bay. It's a live view from the marina there. Temperature is 71, dew point is 68. It's a bit humid. Any isolated showers will slide out of here and skies will clear out this afternoon. And it is going to turn out to be a nice end to your Friday as the humidity comes down. Our high temperature should be around 78 degrees. Here's a look at First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. There are those showers south of Appleton this morning, just a slight rain chance there. And notice the clearing coming in from the west, so it's a bit cloudy right now, but you'll see more sunshine 4 o'clock this afternoon. And once we get to about 8 o'clock this evening, well, it looks like skies will be fair. So good weather for tonight's high school football games. Now, the Operation Football Game of the Week forecast really could apply to any of the games in Northeast Wisconsin, but the highlight in our newscast on Action 2 News at 10 is Notre Dame at De Pere. Looks like it'll turn clear with temperatures in the 60s, and all the highlights of all the games in Northeast Wisconsin are coming up on our newscast tonight, so make sure you tune in. All right, so as we talk about that weekend forecast, I wanted to talk about our next weather maker because this is really going to increase the comfort level for you. It's a bit humid right now, but look for less humidity later today and then a bigger push of drier air as we go into the Labor Day weekend. Right now, dew points are in the upper 60s to about 70. This is some stifling air, but hang in there because as we get a west wind, we are going to find that dew point dropping from the upper 60s down into the upper 50s. So it's a push of some drier air later today, and there's a more significant push of cool, crisp, dry air Sunday into Monday. In fact, Monday, Labor Day, it'll start off on a kind of autumnal note. So here's what's going on. We've got 2 cool fronts moving through. One's moving through right now. Behind it, we get that drier air, which you'll feel this afternoon. You see the second cool front in central Canada? That swings through our area Saturday night. So as that comes on through, there might be a couple showers in the Northwoods tomorrow night. So this is First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. 10 o'clock tomorrow night near Highway 8, perhaps a quick shower. If you're camping this weekend, you got a bonfire tomorrow night, just keep that in mind. There might be some brief rain. The showers don't even make it to Green Bay and the Fox Cities, but the front comes on through. And then behind that front, oh my goodness, it's going to feel so nice. Sunday and Monday, highs will be like room temperature outside. The humidity is going to be way down. Tomorrow, warm but not humid, 82, but then highs in the low and mid 70s for Sunday and for Monday. So the temperatures that we have right now will be the temperatures that we have for highs Sunday, Monday. It's just that we will not have all that muggy air. So here's your First Alert Super 7-day forecast. There's that gorgeous holiday weekend. And then when we come out of the holiday weekend, Tuesday, a lot of kids are going back to school, Aisha. We've been talking about that all for the past few weeks, and we've been first alerting you with the updates. And it looks like when those school districts that do go back into session on Tuesday start, it looks like it'll be a cool start for the kiddos. 52 as they head into class. When they come out of school on the day and end of day one, we'll be in the mid-70s with some sunshine. So really, there's just a lot to like. We just got to shake the muggy air, and any of those stray showers between now and midday, they'll be out of here very, very soon.
Thank you, Steve. You're giving the best news. I'm so excited to get outside.
I know you've got some plans this weekend, and you don't need to divulge all those, but I know that the weather is going to be really advantageous for what you've got going on.
Door County. Everybody knows that's my favorite place to go.
I love Door County. It's the best. I hope you guys have a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you very much, Steve.
You
so
bet.
we're going to move on. Thank you. We'll see you at 9. So we're going to move on now to talking about First Alert. We will get into those safety desk stories. I'm going to pull up a couple of them here. The first one I want to get to, and I know a lot of parents can relate to this, and this isn't anything new, but there are some new statistics that we were talking about throughout the week with this new advisory. And that's also what's new, is that the Surgeon General, the U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy, he released this really big advisory. It was about 35 pages or so. And you could see some of the details there on your screen if you want to read along. But basically, a lot of parents saying that raising kids isn't easy. We know that. But the U.S. Surgeon General agreeing with them in a very, very lengthy report that was very insightful. And so aside from, raising kids, caring for them, a lot of parents are just more susceptible, he says, to the stressors and everything that goes along with it, but also economic situations, societal situations, and things that kids are dealing with now that are different from when we were all kids, So in a statement, Murthy said that he acknowledged the timeless challenges that parents have faced throughout history, including protecting their kids from harm, and that's such a big thing that we talk about the First Alert Safety Desk, but we're worrying about finances and managing your kids' growth into independence as they get older and they mature. So he says modern society has just basically introduced a number of new struggles. And if you're a parent, you know that managing different things like social media, which we often talk about at the safety desk too, and helping kids deal with mental health issues, that's also new in the last decade or so. It's really ramped up, especially since the pandemic. We've seen those reports too, and those statistics and those studies, but the loneliness epidemic is affecting young people too. And so he breaks down in that page, 35-page report, all of those things that are newer for this generation of parenting. So all of those problems combined with the lack of resources that a lot of parents have had, it basically has led for this new call for some more policies to be in place regarding parenthood, and that's what he mentioned in this big report that he put out this week, which was really, really important. He talked about how raising children, he knows, is sacred work, so the health and well-being of parents is a priority. He says obviously if parents aren't taking care of themselves, they're not able to take care of their kids, but if they can't take care of themselves in the first place, it's just a domino effect. So I really urge you to take a look at that report. It's at WBAY.com. Under the Safety Desk tab. It's very lengthy, but again, very insightful. And I think the other side of all of this is looking at remedies, and he talks about how, looking for other parents that are maybe going through the same thing. That's really important to cultivate some of those relationships with other caregivers and support of friends and family, things like that. You're encouraged to do that, and obviously if you need mental health support, you definitely want to do that so that you can first and foremost help yourself and then turn around and be able to be there for your family and your kids. So super important topic there that I thought was very important to get to. Not Jordan Love, that was supposed to say my name. Very important report to get to. So again, go to WBAY.com and look for that report. We have it linked for you so you could take a look and read it. I was reading through it and it hits close to home. So You'll want to read that. Another story that we had this morning actually was a college tuition scam. Another one of those, it's not technically new, but there are times when they make comebacks or they ramp up once again, and that was the case from the FTC and what we were reporting this morning in this First Alert Safety Desk story, that any college student and their family, you may want to read up on this, because you may end up paying a scammer instead of real tuition or fees if you're not careful. So the Federal Trade Commission put out this story. It says scammers are taking advantage of this back to school season right now. So parents of college students, or if you're one yourself, just take a look at this just in case. The big part of this is, yes, there are chances where you could hear from the Office of Financial Aid, but they won't pressure you into paying. So that's what these scammers are doing. So you can get a call of someone who says that they work at the school. They pretend to be from places like your school's financial aid office. They say you haven't paid the bill. Okay, that's fine, but it's the threat that they make to drop your classes unless you send the money right away. So again, it's that pressure, that threat, that pressure often leads to you not having a chance to think about what you're doing. So you want to check for those red flags and don't act quickly. Take the time that you need to make sure that this is a legit person that's calling you. That's the big tip that we had this morning that we were talking about. So again, read through that. They may also actually say the transcripts are on hold until you pay up. They will not be doing that. Your school will not do that. They won't pressure you. Obviously, you can go into your online portal and check your balance, or just call a number that you know is legit through the financial aid office of the school and make sure that it is legitimate. Also, don't trust your caller ID. Scammers fake numbers all the time, so that is something else to watch for. So just a couple of minutes here as we prepare for Action 2 News Mid-Morning on the air. Just real quickly, I also want to get to the story, and just a quick reminder to check school emergency procedures. Lots of back to school, obviously a lot of kids back to school this week and next week. So I just want to mention, for First Alert Safety Desk, it's really important that parents check with your child's school district about emergency procedures, whether it's weather related, lockdowns, things like that. I really urge you to make sure that you're checking those handouts, reading those emails that you get early on in the school year. And so important to be proactive, so you and your child, both, your whole family, knows what to do in case of an emergency. So that was just a quick honorable mention this morning, especially with all the back to school stuff that we've been talking about. So I do need to get ready for Action 2 News Mid-Morning and do everything we just mentioned, a little bit of the scam stories, and then obviously what Steve was just talking about with weather, the beautiful weather that we're going to be seeing for the Labor Day weekend, and have some other live reports this morning. So make sure you tune in for Action 2 News Mid-Morning. In the meantime, I am not here on Monday, so we'll have somebody else on First Alert Safety Desk on the air. But then, of course, we'll check in next Friday, as we normally do, to recap all of the big stories of the week. Have a great Labor Day weekend.